This is my walking horse, Stallion, way back when. It's March 19th, 2025. I'm Ed, and he is, I think he's 6, gonna be 7, I think. So he's maturing out nicely. He's a really good horse. I'm riding him in the traditional vaquero tack, the 2 rein. He's the bit is a Santa Barbara half breed, which is the Santa Barbara cheek piece with a half reed mouth, and he's got this right here is the Makati rein. It's hooked to a 1/4 inch Bozalita, and anyhow, this is for any sort of lateral work. If I have to, if I don't know, if I need to bend his head a certain way and he's not getting it off my legs or whatever, it's just to help him, you know. So I'm gonna, there we go. You see, you ride with one hand, but you can slide. I don't know if you see my hands or not. You slide this up between your hands. And here, I'll show you. It's really muddy here right now, so I'm just trying to slow him down a little bit. I don't want him to slip here. You can see there's a bunch of mud coming down here. So anyhow, I'll explain it here in a second. There you go. Good boy. Good boy. Okay, so the idea here is I pull this up a little bit more than the Ramal rein, and that way when I lift up on it, whoop, oh, there we go. When I lift up on the hackamore comes into contact before the Ramal rein comes in contact with the Santa Barbara bit. So you're staying out of their mouth, you know. And that bit is actually, this bit, I mean, you could use it as a leverage, but you can also use it as a signal bit with the half breed in there. Depends on how you train your horse and when you release and stuff, and we're kind of riding it like that. Or not kind of, I am riding it like that. I'm riding it to where the Bozalito comes into contact first. And so the point of this bit, that people ask me, if you don't need to use it, why would you use it? Well, it helps him find the good, it's balanced and it's weighted, and it helps him find his the good position to carry a rider healthy and to get into balance. That's one of the reasons for it being weighted like that, because the horse will seek it out. He'll seek out what he needs to do. See, he knows we can go up that trail there. You see that? It's pretty cool. They're so smart. Horses are so smart. So I'm going to put my right leg on him a little bit. There you go. I'm looking to the left. There we go. He turned nicely. And what you would do is, a lot of times when you're trail riding, I'm riding with this on his neck, you know. I mean, like right there, it's on his neck, and so if I were to pick it up, I'm not going to do it now, but if I were to pick it up, he could bridle up if I needed him to rock back on his hind end or something. But we're just going to go up this hill here. Got my right leg on him. There you go. Come on, bud. You got it. No, you didn't do it. There you go. Good. Just put more leg on him. Good. Good boy. This is such a nice horse. I've got 4 foals from them that were born last year. Very excited to see how they're going to turn out. They're still up with their moms right now, but I think they're going to be really nice. They're looking really, really nice. But I'm going to hang on those, see how they do. I like to hang on them for a while, see what my horse will produce, you know, rather than just sell them all real quick. I do have a bunch of horses available right now. I just posted a video of a bunch of my geldings. What happened here? You can see it on my YouTube channel. We have a bunch of geldings on there, so, and most of them are 3 or coming 3-year-olds, and there's a couple 4-year-olds, and then there's a couple that are older. But yeah, we're trying to do something different. It's a really windy day. I'm hoping this turns out okay. Guy's blowing out. That's really good. He's really getting better. He'll be really good when he's 10, you know, but he's actually really good now. He's a really good boy. I've done some really cool other videos with him. One of them, like where I have him, he's not tied, but I have his lead rope wrapped around a rail, and I think Eric is working one of the fillies in the round pen, and I'm using the flag and getting his attention on, keeping his attention on me. So it's kind of cool, and that's done a lot for him. Slow down. See, sometimes they'll get to the point where they think they're going to race, you know, and race back. So you just got to keep checking them. And then if they do, you just work them when they get back to the farm. There we go. There we go. Okay. Shh. Slow down. Don't get yourself. There's a lot of vines here. Got a lot of grapevines. I don't want them getting snagged. We didn't even cut this, and we just started riding this trail. Making a trail, kind of. There we go. All right. Easy. See, he's right now he's thinking back at the barn. I think if you watch, whoa, missed it. I think if you watch, there we go. If you watch, I just posted a video of me riding my horse Junior. He's a 4-year-old gelding, and riding him in the, yeah, he's racing. All right, slow your roll here. Slow your roll. Now we're going this way. There you go. But I ride him in the traditional hackamore, and it was his second ride. Whoa. His second trail ride. So there we go. No, back up. You gotta listen to me, bud. He's not listening. He's kind of racing. No. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Let's go forward. There you go. He's backing down a hill. There we go. All right. Okay, good boy. You did really well with that. Whoa, easy, slow down. See, he has kind of got his idle stuck a little bit. Oop. There we go. So what I'm gonna do, I'd like to do, I call this the creek bottom area on our property. And so it's a good spot to weave them around trees and stuff. No, pay attention, bud. There you go. See, he was kind of bracing against me there. There we go. So I'll weave in and out of these trees and stuff like that. And when they have energy, it's a cool time. Instead of thinking no, think yes, and think go. And so you can work on stuff that they might need some more energy in their, in their belly to do. And so, like, instead of just constantly telling them to stop, just go, oh, that's a good idea, and use that energy to train things that you need the horse to have a lot of energy to do, Now here, I'm gonna put my right leg on him. Come on. See, he can turn a lot better than that. But he was thinking, like I said, he's thinking in the future right now. That's how I think about it. He's thinking in the future, so I got to get him back to me in the present. What I mean by that, if you watch my other videos, you'll hear me say that they're living in the future. What I mean by that is, like if they want to get back to the barn or to their herd mates or their buddies or whatever, and they're racing around, well then they're living in the future, because they think they'll be happy when they get there, right? And you're the least safe when they're thinking like that. I'm gonna rock back. There you go. You know, you're also, if they're thinking in the past, like, oh, I got hurt there before, or that scared me, or, you know, like something jumped out at me at that bush, and, you know, then that's not a safe place to be with them either, you know, because you're living in the past. You want them living in the present with you. And so what I'll do is, like, if they're, you know, rather than just keep saying no, 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 and trying to slow them down or stop them, a lot of times just let them, you channel it, and you say, wow, you got a lot of energy to do some figure eights, or you got a lot of energy, we can go up and down that hill, or we can weave in and out of these trees. And I don't know if you can tell or not, but do you see how he's coming down, way down right now? And I didn't have to really get after him or anything. I'm just directing him. Now see, he's picking it up again, because this is where he thinks home is, the way home is. So got my right leg on him. I'm gonna disengage his hind end. Come on. Nope. No, he's totally ignored me. Yeah, there you go. Good. And like I said, he's a stallion, and I love stallions. I love all my horses. I think I understand them. And I used to raise dogs, and I actually raised Staffordshire Bull Terriers and Rat Terriers is what I did. I did Patterdales for just a little bit of time, but mostly Staffords and Rat Terriers. And I'd have, you know, lots of intact male dogs and stuff. And I always did really well with them. You know, I always did really well with them. They were just good boys, you know. I felt bad for them when the females were in heat and they were kind of losing their mind, and I think that's what I'm saying. Like, see, he needs to rock back. There you go, good boy. See, I rocked back and I released there, because I had my right leg on him and I was turning to the left, but I wanted him to swing back on his hind end. But anyhow, I like the stallions a lot. But the thing about them is, I tell people they get real strong thoughts first off, okay? And you gotta recognize that that's going to happen. Like when horses move, like a bunch of horses move, any horse will get animated with that when a bunch of horses are moving. But in particular, these guys start thinking, all right, what's going on? Are my mares leaving? Is there another stallion coming in there gonna, you know, take my mares? Or do I need a combat? What's going on? You know, they got to be on guard. They got to be looking for threats and all sorts of stuff, because they're kind of protectors of their herd. And so they'll change. They have strong thoughts. And like he right now, his thought is get back to the barn. So come on, there you go. I had to touch him with my spur there. I had my leg on him and I gave him ample room to do it, and I just touched him with it, and that, you saw how he jumped. But anyhow, they're protectors, so they have strong thoughts, and their mind can change really quickly. Like they could be doing really fine, and then, you know, a horse, you know, all of a sudden oh, what's that? You know, they go like that. So you got to bring them. You got to really actively ride a stallion. You know, it's not like do. You know, you got to kind of be ready. You just can't let them do their own thing. You know, you gotta just go, hey, I'm asking you. You don't have to be a jerk. You know. like, I don't want to be a jerk to them, but you know, when they're not listening, when they're got another thought of going back to the barn or going over and breeding that mare or something, you better be able to tell them no, you know, and just get their mind on it. And you don't want to get in a fight with them, you know. You don't want to get in a fight with a stallion. You don't want to. And I'm saying this kind of stuff. My stallions are sweet, but what I mean by that is you don't want to do behaviors that they think is combat. Okay, and there's things that you might not know, but I'll tell you, like if you watch, I have another video I just posted of a bunch of my geldings in the round pen, and they're all wrestling and playing and mock fighting and all that. Watch that. Watch it over and over again. And if you watch what they do, they go and they bite each other on the legs. They bite each other on the withers. They try to drop the other horse down to the ground. They do that constantly. Well, if you start petting your horse there, or in a manner that is reminiscent of that, you could be triggering them to think, oh, he wants to combat with me. Just like, or similarly to, if you pet a horse, sometimes they'll reach around to mutually groom you. And how they do that with each other, they bite each other's, and they, with their teeth, they kind of scratch each other with their teeth, but you hear their teeth thumping together when they're doing it. You know what I mean? So they're not, all right, he's slow. See, he wants to go back to the farm side. Come on, get over. You gotta pay attention. He was ignoring me. See, strong thought. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I mean by that, strong thought. So this is all part of it. Just working him through this. I love doing this kind of stuff. But he's a good horse. He's good-minded. But see, that's what I'm saying. His mind is that way right now. He thinks that's going to get him back to the barn. And watch out for that. We got some really heavy-duty winds going on right now. Let's see if I can fix my spur. There we go. Okay, it's kind of hurting my foot. So, yeah, they just have real strong thoughts, you know. I see people fall into two bad areas with stallions. They either one, they treat them so darn harsh, you know, like you got to be like a dictator with them, or Attila the Hun or something. That's one thing. Or people are just super soupy sweet and let them walk all over and ignore all sorts of bad behavior because they can't tell what's going on with the horse. And both are bad. Just, you know, treat them like another horse, but you just have to understand that they'll do different behaviors, okay? And you just got to be ready for it. And things could escalate really quickly. And so get over it. There you go. Good boy. See how how well he's listening there. But as we get going this way, it's kind of like I'm telling you, that's the future in his mind. See how he's picking up right there. So I just keep working him here. You know, like I said, I don't have to. All right, get over. No, get over. Come on, get over. There we go. There we go. See how he was kind of bracing against me. See how now he's turtle walking. See what I'm saying? There you go. There you go. Come on, get over. There you go. So now he's listening. See? Now he's still looking behind him. He's looking behind him, see? Like he's looking that way right now. And now he's looking that way. He's kind of leaning that way, like he wanted to go that way. And I just put my leg on him and direct him the other way. But he'll be a lot more attentive to my cues and stuff, like right now. Like I'll put my left leg on him. There you go. Rock him back a little bit. Whoop. Just tripped over a stump. There you go. I'll do it again here. Leg, get over. There you go. There you go. There you go, good. But as we go that way, he'll start picking up speed. And I'm just trying to just be relaxed and cool and calm with him. He's not a bad horse. He's a great horse, you know. But he's really neat. Like, I've got a lot of cool videos with him. One of them is, I think it's called Stallion Behavior with Mares or something like that. And get over. There you go. So we got trees down everywhere. And I have him in there with his mares, and I was talking about mare and stallion behavior. And he follows when I walk away. When I was wrapping up the video, I walk away. He followed me, and then he chased the other mares away because he just wanted me to himself. I think that's pretty cool. So he's a really nice horse, and so I just try to treat him with, you know, total respect and stuff, and honor him. You know, like I said, we're doing the vaquero tradition. We're students of the vaquero tradition of horsemanship, and I find I've looked into a lot of different traditions and methods and stuff and ways of thinking about horses and training horses, and I was really just enamored with them because they seem to really take the time needed to do it, and they just really honor the horse, and so that's why I do it. And I've had some people, you know, tell me, what are you doing with Tennessee walkers and stuff? Tennessee walkers are, and this is what he is, he's a Tennessee walking horse. They're a lot like a Spanish horse, honestly, with their temperament and their athleticism. You know, they're kind of, it's hard to explain. They've got kind of like a workhorse personality, like a draft horse personality, like in that they're just chill and they like people, okay? But they've got kind of a hot-blooded thing. Maybe not. I've never had an Arabian, but not as hot as Arabian, or maybe like a Paso, but like definitely like a Spanish horse, you know, like a PRE or Andalusian, or maybe like a Portuguese Lusitano, and they're a lot like them, so they can get really animated with just a little encouragement, you know, and they have like insane stamina, you know. They'll just go and go and go. So they're really cool. They're a really cool breed, and they've been done a disservice, I believe, by the Walking Horse Association, promoting what they call a performance horse with all the pads for the last, I think it's maybe 60 years, something like that, and maybe 50. I don't know exactly, but and they've done a disservice to them, because that's where all the soaring abuse and all that stuff comes. And if you ever watch the trainers in that, they'll train their horses in straight lines. They just go up a long barn, straight line, and then they'll turn them around awkwardly at the end and come right back. And they're just working strictly on that gait with these huge big rubber platform shoes on their front feet. And anyhow, they create these rigid horses that are kind of fractious, and I don't know. They do a real disservice to them. Fortunately, that is being banned. It was supposed to go into effect in February, but I think they petitioned and had them not enacted till April. So I don't know what they're going to do. I'm hoping that we get away from all that and get into something like that's more, you know, more like a saddle horse, you know, like, and a better horsemanship, you know. But so we're trying to point and show there's another way. Okay, whoop. Something scared him there in the creek. There you go. I don't know if that was a deer or something. Get over. There you go. Let's go around this way. Let's go this way. There we go. Come on. I don't know what that was. Something, I don't know if a branch or a tree fell down or something, but he scooted out there. I don't know what that was. But anyhow, that's what we're doing. We're doing the vaquero tradition. And I'm finding that these horses are really well suited to it. I talked to a guy, I wish I remembered his name. Him and I talked for an hour or so, and he's done a number of ranch horses, and he's into the vaquero tradition. And he was telling me, he goes, yeah, man, you're right. He goes, these walking horses make great ranch horses in the vaquero tradition. He goes, they're like spectacular. And he was just totally jazzed about them. And he'd been doing it for, I don't know, 30 years or something like that. Maybe 20 years, I can't remember. But, so he was really jazzed with what we're doing. And like I said, I'm kind of blazing a trail here, trying to show how good these horses are and how versatile they are and what you can do with them, you know, instead of where they just break them down and doing the pads with them, like he's gating right now. There we go, good. Slow down. Let's go this way. Now, see, he keeps wanting, you can see he keeps wanting to go back. That's where that creek is. He keeps wanting to go back there. So see what I'm saying? That's the other thing I was saying about stallions. They have strong thoughts and they don't give them up easy. See? So, I mean, he won't give that up. A gelding, yeah, he'd be done with it already. He'd be like, all right, let's just, but he's not going to give it up. So he's not really being bad, you know, or anything. You know, I don't like to think horses are bad or anything, but he's not being really dangerous or anything. Now he's speeding up. If I'd let him go, he'd be hauling. I mean, sparks would be flying and we'd be rolling, you know. So that's why I keep doing this stuff, kind of keep bringing his mind back to me, you know. Bring his mind. See how he's looking up that trail. Can we go that way, you know? But this guy's really athletic and actually really coordinated. Hear a big tree creaking. All right, let's step over this way. There you go. There you go. Good. So it's just a lot of this, just getting him comfortable. Whatever horse you're working with, get him comfortable, you know, with you. And then they also need to know that you're not going to give up. I love what Pat Puckett says. He says you can't train a horse, but you can outlast him. I just love that saying. He's got a lot of really good ones, but that's one of them. You can't train a horse, but you can outlast him. And just outlast him. You see, I'm not like accelerating stuff. You know, I'm not getting frustrated with him. I just keep doing things, and we keep getting better. Like that was a lot better than he's been so far. So now see, he was kind of like, if I left him to his old devices, he'd have gone to the right. So I put my right leg on him. I actually had to turn my toe out a little bit and put my calf on him right then. So that's what we'll do, like we have stages of all your cues should go in stages. There's times where you would jump from like say you had 7 stages. There are times where you might go from 1 to 7. You know, like if the horse really knows it and something's dangerous has happened, right? And it didn't respond quick enough. But that'd be more rare, but you have these different stages in your cues. And I don't know if you've heard this or not, but you can only be as light as what you start with. So if you start off, and I'm just gonna say something that you wouldn't even do, but start off with like, come on, get over here, bud. I start off with like, say you wanted to get your horse to go, and like our first cue on that would be just, I gotta get him going to the left here. Okay, would be just putting our hand in front like this, okay, with the reins. That's our first cue, and we would lean forward about a 1/2 inch. Now we might exaggerate it when we're starting to teach them, you know, but that'd be our first cue. And then we would squeeze our legs on their side a little bit. And, you know, you'd be relatively light. And if he went, he or she went at that point, then you'd release all the pressure and you just let them go. If they don't, then we would, so we've got our hand forward, we've got our legs squeezed, then we would cluck, you know. I'm not gonna cluck, but we cluck, because if I do, he's gonna speed up. So we would cluck, and then if he didn't go, then we would spank. Like we would take like this ramal or something like that, and we would spank. Now what I would do is I would have another step. I would probably swat my leg with it first, or I'd even smack my thigh with my hand, you know, and that would be I had a touch on my spur there. I would just smack my leg, but then if he still wouldn't go, then you'd have to crack him. So with the idea behind that is that if you follow that progression, the horse realizes that at the end of this is a crack, and horses don't like pressure put on them, and pressure could be sound, speed, could be actual physical touch, it could be a number of things. Okay, pressures could be proximity, all sorts of stuff, but horses are real masters of reading body language and stuff like that, so they don't want that, so they try to avoid it. So I changed it up there. Change it up there again too. So so what they're doing is they're constantly trying to, they'll anticipate you. Like if you watch my videos, you'll hear me talk about horses anticipating us, and that can get them into some trouble and you into some trouble, but it's also a good thing, because that's some of the stuff that we rely on. You know, they're gonna try to, they're going to know, like, okay, I'm getting the saddle, okay, we're going to be going for a ride, so they start mentally preparing themselves. And if you're good with them, then they have no problem with it. But if you ride the fur off them, they're going to start getting anxious. So anyhow, going back to this, so they're going to try to avoid the higher cues, okay? And so if you're real light, you know, before long, our horses will just move out when we just take our, all right, I slid that rein up my hands here. There we go. Good. Yeah, that worked pretty well. So our horses, you know, I think it's like within the first lesson, you know, they'll get the cue, like where you put your hand forward, that means go, you know. So they're really good like that. Get over. There you go, buddy. So you're always trying to avoid the cue, like the harsh cue, and so that's what a spur's for. Okay, like if you have your leg on them, and like the reason sometimes your hands are going to be busy, right? And you need to be able to do it with your legs, right? And so if I'm going to get him to turn to the right, I got my left leg on him. There. See, so he did that. And you see, I didn't do the reins or anything. That's just my leg. Easy. It's that tree. It sounded like a cat getting killed. It's creaking. That's what he hauled out for. That's funny. Yeah, it's right there. That's what it is. It's just a tree, buddy. So, there. So you're, like I said, they're always going to try to avoid the harsher cue. And so like a spur is, if you got your leg on them, all right, see, he's speeding up, so I'm going to slow him down. There we go. There. Good. Now let's go this way. Get over. Come on, get over. There you go. There you go. Good. This way. So, like the spur, what will happen with the spur is you would have, like I would have, my first cue is, like say I'm going to turn to the right, my first cue is to twist my body. Now my left leg's on and he's turning. Okay, if he didn't do that, what I would do is I would then, the leg starts at the knee, like right around the knee. Okay, so that's the first the first cue is right on with my knee on their side. Then it'll go down, it'll start going down to the leg, and then what'll happen is when, if he still isn't responding, then I'll turn my toe out like that. And that is still thigh, but the next thing will be heel. I'll start to put my heel on him, and if there's still no response, then you would touch him with the spur, okay? And they'll usually move off of that, okay? So that's how you would do it. And so when people, like when you see people like going from nothing to spurring their horses, they don't understand the concept behind it, and they really probably shouldn't do it, you know, because they're dulling their horse out and they're ambushing the horse, okay? You know, you need to follow the sequence of cues. Now Eric is well, he'll stop me sometimes and he'll say, hey Ed, that horse knows, you know, don't go 1001 then the next cue, and now 1002, you know, the next cue, like that. He said accelerate a little faster. I don't know what he did there. Something that scared him again. All right, come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. There you go. Good. So that's they'll come on, get over. I'm sorry, I just have to concentrate what he's doing here. See, we're coming up to the creek. See how he's looking? He's focused like a laser being back. So he wants to go back. There you go. Nope, got my left leg on him. Turn. He wanted to go that way. I said no. So I'm just trying to I'm not trying to be a jerk, but I'm just trying to bring his attention back to me. So the idea, like get back to the spur thing, is when you see people who jump right into that, they don't understand. You know, you want your horse to be light and move off you lightly and off your body. You know? All right, so I'm gonna, see, he's trying to, so I'm sliding the pressure up, and you just need to slow your roll. There you go. Good. Now see, I didn't give up that thought. See, this is what I'm talking about with stallions. They don't give up that thought easily. He's all right though, and he's not running off. He's telling me that he has not forgot that he wants to get back to the barn. So what else? Whoa, 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 easy, easy. Don't know what that was. Whew. Not sure what that was. Don't know. Come on, bud, back up. Don't know. I don't even know what that was. Whew. Ah, easy. Easy. All right. I'm not sure what's going on. That was. All right, knees up. There you go. See, he still hasn't forgotten. He wants to go. Easy. Slow your roll. I don't know what that was. See, but that's like spooking, like a horse will spook. See, he's not with me right now. He's thinking in the future. And so then all of a sudden he comes to, and there's a horse there or something. So he's got startled. Okay. All right, I got my right leg on him. Come on, get over, get over, get over. There you go. There you go. No, get over. So I got my left leg on him. There you go. Get over there. So I'm just going to work him here a little bit till he comes down. He needs to settle down. Come on, get over. There you go. There you go. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. There you go. There you go. Good boy. There you go. No, get over. Come on, get over. See, he's about 25% with me right now. There you go. Get over. Get over. There you go. Whoop. I'm trying to keep my hand in this box here too. I'm trying to. This Western bridle setup I have, and I'm just talking about the bit and the rein. It does not. It's not designed to do any lateral, and that's why he has the. That's why he has this hackamore on the part of the 2 rein. It's that Bosalito, and which just means, I think, means small bozal, but it's like a 1/4 inch. So not a lot of. You don't have a lot of control with them. I mean, you got to already get. He's not listening. There you go. I got my right leg on him a little. Had to turn my toe out and put some calf on him there. So now I got my left toe turned out and some calf on him, because there, you see how he did that really nicely? There. And all I did was turn my toe out. Now, eventually, as he gets better, that'll all he'll just get better where I won't have to do that. But it's all just it's like you or me. I mean, you might know how to do something, but you're not proficient at it, right off the bat usually. So same with horses. You just got to get proficient at it. I got my right toe turned down. There we go. Good. And I had my knee on him before that, just so you know. I'm not just going right to it. All right, get over. Now I got my left leg on. There we go. Good boy. See how he's coming back to me now? So he was getting over that, whatever that was, that's spooked him. There you go. Boy. Man, I don't know if you can tell. Well, you can probably tell in the shadows that the reins, the Ramal rein is just swinging pretty much. Now he's speeding up here, so. Up. No. Slide up. No. He needs to ramp it back. There you go. No. So I'm just going to go through this. I'm just going to slow him down. Come on. There you go. Good. And most of that is that bozal. Just pressure on his nose. I've got to adjust these chains and stuff a little bit. I'm still working through and getting this stuff set up right on him. They're a little long, but I want to ride them some more to where I can figure out, so I can kind of get a better idea what I like on them. Now my mare Blondie, who rides in this, she doesn't like any pressure on her. I'm going to really try slowing down. So you need to roll it back. There you go. You need to roll it back. Now you see I'm sliding with holding my left hand, I'm sliding my right hand. Get out of that mud there. All right, nope. There you go. Good. See how he keeps picking up. You'll see, like, when we get to the other horses, he'll start slowing down. Like he'll show me the spot where he goes, oh, I feel good now. I'm back with the herd. So what I'll do when I get him back to the barn and stuff is I'll work him, and then you head back out. But he's doing really nicely now. He's gaiting nice. Good boy. I'm gonna pull up with this. So you slide it through your hands, like that. So slide through there. Let it go. There we go. There we go. So slide it through. Bring him down. There you go. Good boy. Good. Good. There, he's doing really well with this now. There. Yeah, and you know, that spook back there could have also been the energy of him wanting to get back to the barn too, you know. Sometimes they, you know, they're screaming, you know, want to get back, want to get back, want to get back. Go, want to go, want to go. And you need to change their mind, you know. Like if you have a horse in a round pen and it wants to go, 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 well, let it go. And then when it says, oh, I'd like to stop, you go, no, that was a good idea you had. Let's just keep going. Okay. And so you keep them going. And then, so you're going to take a horse that in its mind was saying, I want to go, I want to go, I want to go, I want to go. Okay. And then when it says, oh, okay, I think I'll slow down now, and you say, no, go, and you make it go, well, then that horse is going to be saying, boy, I wish I could stop, wish I could stop, wish I could stop. Boy, when can I stop? When can I stop? And if you trained some stop cues in the past, then when gotta slow down. There you go. When you offer one of those, they'll stop like on a dime. It'll blow your mind how fast they'll stop. But it's because their mind has changed. The voices in their head have switched from I want to go to I would like to stop. See? So that's how you do it. Now see how he's slowing down now? Now he's almost turtle walking here. You good boy. That was pretty crazy. I'm gonna be excited to see that video because I don't know if I'll see anything that moved or anything in the woods there. Even that bag, like he walked right by that, but when he got by his butt, he kind of jumped a little bit there. So what I'll do is I'll bring him back in here. I'm gonna let him go where he wants, and then I'm gonna work him. He's gonna tell me where his mind is. Okay, so I'm showing you this so you can see. So he's going to tell me where his mind is, what he's thinking of. Okay? So he's just going. I'm not directing. I'm just kind of letting him go. So until I see what he wants to do. Okay, he wants to come over here by Merlin. He likes to fight Merlin. That's what he wanted to do. So that was on his mind. Coming, fighting Merlin. Combat Merlin. So we're going to go over here. Now I can't work him there in front of Merlin. Just take him in here, and I'll work him here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Now I'm smacking my leg. Like I told you, get me go. Right now I'm smacking my leg. Because I don't need to go to the highest thing. Now if I do, I would. I'd smack him in the butt, but come on. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. There you go. Good. Good boy. Come on. There we go. Go. See, this is where I untie him to, so he's coming there. So he's thinking maybe I'll go there. Come on. Come on. Watch where you're going. He wasn't even looking at this steel. Come on. There you go. Good boy. Come on. So I want to hustle him here a little bit so he thinks like, oh, that's not a good idea. Get over. Come on. Come on. I got my right leg on him and he's not. Come on. Get over. I'm trying to get him to take his head that way. There you go. Good boy. I'm just tapping him. Get over. There you go. Good. All right. This way. Come on. Now I'm looking over my right shoulder. Come I'm gonna keep working them. I think this video is getting kind of long, but this is my walking horse stallion way back when. I call him Wayne. I'm Ed. Thanks for watching. Should people subscribe? They should. Hey, smash that like button and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching.